Hello everybody, welcome back to another Warzone video. Today we are looking at NVIDIA DLSS. It's a setting that you'll want to use if you're like me, playing at 1440p. I've got a mid-range graphics card, a 2070 Super, and you're looking to get a little bit more frame rate out of your system. First off, just throwing this out, the servers are kind of just a little jacked at this moment, especially going into the weekend. So if you're watching this over the weekend of the first week out, you may be experiencing a lot lower frame rate than you should be. I was in the video you're probably watching right now. It was a match that I was just like, I need to record, and it was a lot lower frame rate. Understand that utilizing these settings will still give you benefits to the game, but it's just the server's kind of crapping out right now. Anyways, into the video. DLSS, good for 1440p, and you're wanting to get a little more boosted frame rate out of it without losing a lot of visual quality. And that's kind of what this setting is doing. It's an upscale sharpening setting. You can have multiple different settings here, from quality, balance, performance, and ultra performance. And then you can utilize the DLSS sharpening feature, which in this case, I'm actually using it on 100%. And I found that balanced offers pretty much the best performance and looks through the game. So balance gives a little bit more sharpness out into the distance, because that's where you're going to really see the differences. And I'll have a lot of different screenshots throughout this video. And of course you can see it through the gameplay footage itself, that out in the distance is where you're losing a lot of visual quality, though you're still able to see players running around and you can still pick up on those targets. And I find it pretty easy to still do on the balanced setting. Going into quality, you start losing a little bit more of that muddiness and blurriness in the background. And then performance started getting a little too like grainy looking. And if you haven't seen my recent graphics video that I just released, it's in the link in the description for a more in-depth look. The only thing that's different is no NVIDIA DLSS, but I was averaging roughly 80 to 90 FPS once I started really kind of taking more time into the game. And I decided DLSS is probably a very valid choice for me, and I've gotten a lot better averages. So hopefully this will just give you a little overview of what I used. It's all recorded with these settings, so it's a good look into what this looks like. And again, looking at the footage on the servers I was able to get a good connection with and ran smoothly. I did notice when playing with DLSS on and not just without any upscale or sharpening effects, I noticed it to be a lot smoother, even though it was like only a 20-30 FPS boost in some cases, and it still was below 144. It did feel like you were playing at 144 and really syncing with G-Sync on my monitor. I would say outdoors, I was easily getting above 100 FPS for the majority of the time, and it spiked a little bit below and a little bit above, maybe in the 90s to the 120 mark in certain situations. Once you started getting into gullies of different terrain, you started picking up on more FPS. When you were hitting more overlook on cities, or you're within cities, you were probably getting a little bit lower FPS, but I guess that's pretty much standard across the board for anything. When you're within like a smaller city or inside a building, I was easily able to get above 144 FPS, like sometimes getting into the 160s, 170s, but try it out on your own. See if this is a helpful solution for you and you're able to get a good visual quality for your liking. If you like these kind of videos, we're going to hopefully have some more coming out here soon, and we're going to have more benchmark style videos and more updates once the servers start kind of getting balanced out, hopefully helping you guys out a little further and getting a little more in depth with stuff. So keep an eye out on that if you want. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.